The humble burger, sausage and steak are having a greater negative impact on the environment than most people are aware. With developed nations leading the way in the rising consumption of beef and developing countries rapidly following suit, the pressure on the earth to provide this resource has become too much. The grazing of cattle in such massive volumes is causing a strain on agriculture, forests, water and grain supply. The impact of beef consumption on the environment is much greater than any of the other meats. Beef consumption compounds the escalating problem of climate change by causing greenhouse gas, nitrogen and carbon emissions. The United Nations are now recommending people change their dietary habits to save the world from the worst effects of climate change. The way we treat our environment and our animals is paramount to the long survival of our race. The importance of sustaining the world we live in and protecting its resources has become a clear issue, with the effects of global warming gaining acknowledgement. Growing awareness of the negative effects of beef consumption has on the environment is now recognised as an important issue needing attention. Only small changes are required to avoid large adverse effects on the world's environment. Given most Australians consume beef, it seems many people could play a role in saving our environment with only a little effort needed to avoid large-scale impacts on environmental sustainability. Awareness of the negative impacts of livestock production driven by meat consumption has been well established since 2006 with the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization publication of Livestock's Long Shadow. The report highlights that livestock production accounts for 18% of greenhouse gas emissions and is regarded as the main cause of deforestation, as it uses 30% of the land, including a third of all agricultural land. The Food and Agricultural Organization's report also estimates that the production of animal byproduct will double by 2050 and will require more efficient use of resources. The raising of livestock results in emissions of methane, nitrous oxide and chemical nitrogenous fertilizers used to produce the feed. The impact of meat on the environment is exacerbated when meat is wasted by either overconsumption or by being discarded. Changes in agricultural technology will assist in reducing the impact on climate change. However, dietary changes by the individual would have a significant impact in reducing emissions. Furthermore, public health would benefit by not only reducing climate change but also reducing rates of chronic disease. A reduction in beef consumption by replacing it with protein from plant origins could be a practical way to start. Switching to less climate harmful foods may also be helpful, as pig and poultry produce significantly less methane than beef. Grass-fed meat and resulting dairy products are likely to be more environmentally friendly than grain-fed or factory-farmed meat. Consumers could also make a more informed choice if labelling indicated the type of animal feed used. A substantial reduction of meat consumption to between 70 and 90 grams per day, particularly by developed countries, is needed to keep greenhouse gas emissions at a sustainable level. A reduction in meat consumption, especially red meat in human diets, could have many health benefits, given that there is clear evidence of a link between high meat diets and bowel cancer and heart disease. It is established that a 50% reduction of meat and dairy consumption, if replaced by fruit, vegetables and cereals, could result in a 19% reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. Patterns of current global food consumption are unsustainable. It is clear that practices need to be changed in the way we produce and consume meat to ensure that the global environment is sustained for future generations. Thank you for listening.